Welcome to the podcast. The Aging Queen. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome back to another wonderful episode of The Aging Queen. We have our regular suspects, James from Columbus, Ohio. Say hi, James.
Hello.
Robbie from Madrid, Spain. Hello, Robbie.
Hi.
All right, guys, no video today, but we're going to get back to showing you our faces next week. Today, we have a very special episode for you. It's titled Random. We have no topic and no subject in mind, but everything is fair game. So, how do we start, guys? How was your week?
Robbie,
Girl, I'm glad it's over. Oof. What a long
Why, what happened?
week.
It's hot
No, just
now, right?
it is so hot in Madrid, but yeah, my week was good. It was just really busy at work and I had something to do every day after work. Like people are leaving for the month of August, so that's just what they do in holidays, but a lot of people are like leaving the city. They're moving away. So on Tuesday, I had to see a friend who's moving back to her country. On Thursday, I had to see a friend after work, and I went to her place so that she could show me how to water her plants. Yesterday, I
No,
had something similar as well. It was just something busy after work every
you're like
day.
my fair lady right now.
Yeah, I
So,
guess. I don't know the reference, so
for
I'll just
our, it's okay. For our American listeners, please do pray tell how August works in Europe.
well, in Spain at least, I don't know about the entire continent of Europe, but in Spain, lots of companies close
Almost
during
all of them.
almost I don't want to say almost. I mean, it depends on your job, it depends on the industry, it depends on this, but a lot of companies close during the month of August because that's just the way it's always been, I guess. So lately, some companies are like, okay, you have X, like, I don't think it's 30 days, but let's just say 30 because it's a nice round number. You have 30 days off and you must take 20 in August. Or you have 20 days that you must take off in the summer and you can't do it year round. So every company is different. So there's no
August is a dead month. It's hard to
August is
get.
pretty dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the court system's closed, schools
Mhm.
closed, everything's closed, and it's really fascinating to see when you go to even major cities in Spain, and this happens a lot in Europe in general. Is you'll say, okay, let me go check out this bakery, and you'll see it closed with a nice little letter,
Sign.
yeah,
Yeah.
or a little sign that says we'll be back closed from July 29th to September 4th.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's so strange because here in the US we never see any of these kind of signs. Almost um it's uh it's encouraged for companies to stay open even when there's no customers, midday, the whole lunch and dinner closing between um sessions between dinner and lunch, they still keep the restaurant open.
Yeah. I mean, I like to visit Florida during August, but that's hurricane season, so I'm trying not to do that this year. So we'll see.
Nice.
And
So you
James, how
don't.
was your week?
Yeah, James.
Oh, my week was good. I was gonna say it wasn't too terribly bad. I mean, most of my week is filled with work, but I did get to go to see my ex-husband become a U.S. citizen,
Oh,
uh,
congrats.
which was pretty awesome. So it was really kind of interesting because, of course, it's the only people who were there for him were me and his current boyfriend, and luckily we have a great relationship, and me and his boyfriend have a great relationship as well. So it was really cool that I got to see it. But I think that it wasn't very. I don't think it was very well. Well, I guess it might have been well planned, but I guess it wasn't communicated well to everyone who was in attendance of exactly how things are supposed to work. Um, because they had the event in the Columbus Museum of Art, which is
Ooh.
downtown, when it was really,
Nice.
which was really pretty. But the only thing that they told all of the, um, I guess, the people who were receiving their citizenship was, of course, be there at 11 o'clock. And that was it. That was all they told them. They didn't say anything. I mean, they said be there at 11 o'clock, and of course, it's a solemn ceremony, so make sure that you're dressed appropriately. And that's pretty much it. They didn't say anything about like how many friends or family could join or what time the ceremony started or what the actual process was. So needless to say, when we got there, we got there a little bit before 11. And then um, they lined everyone up. And then, of course, all the people had to go in to start the process. What they didn't tell anyone was that they were only allowing one guest per uh, per person.
Oh, that's
So
ridiculous.
right. So
Yeah,
all these
especially for an event like that, you usually bring your entire family.
exactly.
Exactly.
So there were people there who had their kids, their parents there.
Right,
Like I saw this one woman who she was taking care of three kids, and I didn't see her significant other anywhere until she finally got to this person who told her you can bring one person in, and she's literally holding she's got like she's holding one kid. She's got one kid in a stroller, and the other kid is right next to her, and I'm just like, what is she gonna do?
she
Uh-oh.
should sneak them in.
you know
She
luckily
should
she
sneak them
found
in like we did handle the luggage.
yeah, like luckily she found her significant other, and
Oh, good.
he grabbed the kids. But I definitely it was a really awkward situation. I could tell it was a really awkward situation for my ex because of course he had to, of course, choose between me and his current boyfriend, which in my mind, I'm like, this is not a big deal. Of course, we're not together anymore. We are best friends. We are not boyfriends. So of course, it's his boyfriend who should get to go. Um,
But that's what why was the space limited? It makes no
well,
sense.
originally, so 100 people got their citizenship. So I believe they planned for, I guess, 100 spectators. Now, the nice thing was once everybody's plus one was in, they realized, oh, we do have extra space. So they just started letting people in, which was great. So that's how I got to see it. But I felt bad, of course, for my ex because
Right,
I could tell it was already a stressful day for him, and that just added to the stress. Like,
right.
like like I have to choose. And I thought, oh, this is so horrible for him. I felt bad, but but I'm definitely glad that I got to see it happen. And it's a very interesting process, but I really feel like they could have communicated uh I guess the actual sort of plan of events to people better, saying like get there, get there by 11 o'clock. The ceremony itself starts at 1 o'clock because in my mind
Right.
I'm thinking, oh, this is going to take 2 hours. Well, I told work I'll be back at 12:30, and here it is 1 o'clock that the ceremony actually starts, and I'm like, oh my
Nothing
goodness.
lasts. I mean, everything lasts longer than you think nowadays, and
Right.
we plan for it, especially if what time was it? The morning?
11.
It was 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I mean that you
Yeah.
might take the day off. I mean, because by the
Well,
time you get
here's
there in the
here's
morning, then if it
here's
runs till 1, then traffic, then lunch, then bang.
still considered a new employee, so I'm still in my first 90 days, so I can't take a day off.
No. Right,
So so I luckily my job is very flexible in that if you have an appointment, you can leave and come back, of course. But
yeah, that's cool.
but I unfortunately can't take a full day off until the end of my first 90 days. So,
Mm. Well, congrats to him.
Yay.
yes, exactly.
That's exciting. It's
Yes,
very
he's very
exciting.
excited. So now he's doing all the things that Americans should do. He's registering to vote. He's registering for a passport. So
Nice.
he's excited.
Yeah,
Did he get a
it's
cute
great.
certificate?
Say again?
Did he get a cute certificate
He
after?
did. He
Aw.
did.
I
Yeah.
didn't get one when I became Spanish. It's just a rinky-dink old piece of paper with some, like, scribbles on it. It was
And a
weird.
kick in the ass.
Yeah, kick in the ass, get out of here. Jurar la bandera, swear to the flag, get out of here. Bye. There was no ceremony or anything.
That's funny. That's because there was the ceremony, and then the ceremony, of course, ended with the Pledge of Allegiance,
Aw.
which I it was interesting I mean, being in a room full of people who didn't necessarily know the Pledge of Allegiance was definitely interesting.
Aw.
I know because really the last time we've done it, it was when we were in school. So
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's
it's
true.
seeing people do it who don't know it or who don't do it as robotic as we do. It is it must have been kind of like wow.
Yeah.
But
Nowadays, there's so many pledges of allegiances
there
as well.
are
There's a Pledge of Allegiance of Texas. There's the Black Pledge of Allegiance.
Is
really.
there
There's other
really?
things. Oh yeah, thereve lots.
Okay,
I'm,
I don't know the Black Pledge of Allegiance.
Yep.
they left you out, James, for
They
some
did. I
reason.
mean, I know the Black National Anthem when I hear it, but I don't know the Black Pledge of
Oh,
Allegiance.
or
Is
maybe
there a
it's
gay
not.
one?
Huh?
Is there
Let's
a
make a
gay?
gay one.
I pledge allegiance to RuPaul for for
Yes.
which she stands.
I pledge allegiance to Chapel Roan.
Oh, what's that?
You aging queen.
Yes.
She's the hottest, newest artist. Love her to bits.
Oh, you kids.
I'm glad
See,
you
once
asked because I
you
didn't
make it
know.
over 40 in like the next year, you're gonna be done. You're our young one.
I'm
I'm
the
sorry.
baby.
I could say I pledge allegiance to Judy Garland if you like.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of gay.
Judy.
That's
My
gay
best
enough.
series.
That's
I was
so
gonna.
gay that it's you just gayed it up for all three of us. So you're
You
good.
know what? I listened to Judy Garland last night and I loved it.
She's great.
She is great.
I actually saw a little documentary on the Wizard of Oz, and it was kind of popular when it came out. They made this in 1939, but it did not get mainstream until the 60s, really, when it started showing on TV and in color. So it's just amazing how something that we think was always a part of our, of American culture, took a while for it to hit mainstream. Wizard
I
of
mean,
Oz.
I could see that. I mean, I know for me, I growing up with my so my mom was born in 1957, and then her second husband, who is was very much like a father figure in my life, he was born 25 years before him. So I grew up in a house just filled with music from several different eras. So, starting from the 30s, going up until my mom's generation from the 50s and on. So, our road trips would be filled with like things like from my mom's side, of course, we'd be listening to like Anita Baker and and Janet Jackson and things like that. But then from my stepfather's side, we would be listening to things like Barbara Streisand and um, uh, Dinah Washington and things like that. So as I got older, I really started to appreciate more and more diverse types of music. And then one day I heard a random Judy Garland song and I was like, who is this voice? Like this is just like this is amazing. And and yeah, to this day I just absolutely love hearing Judy Garland sing. Like some of her songs just she just has a way of just making you feel what she's singing.
Right.
Like and she has some amazing like some breakup songs, let me tell you.
No, she's the original Taylor Swift.
Ooh, I don't agree with that. Like I not because
Well, the
I
breakup songs.
the breakup songs, yes, but for me, I'm like, I'm not a huge Taylor fan, and I'm like, it's not a good comparison for
So
me.
this fascination with Judy Garland, did it happen recently? Now that you're older, or
No,
has
no,
she
no.
always been there?
I would honestly say I was in my 20s when I started listening to Judy Garland. Actually, I remember I was yeah, I was in my 20s. I don't know where it came from. I just remember I heard a song. I think I had. I think I was on a trip and I want to say I was in San Francisco visiting, And San Francisco used to have this amazing music store called Amoeba Music, and every single time I would go there, that was always one of my stops. It was essentially like an old bowling alley that they converted into a music store, and they had like, yeah, at the time, CDs, tapes, albums. It was just fantastic. Any artist you could think of was there, and so I would go there and I would spend hundreds, you know, like
Wow.
any, just because it's because I would, it was just they had all this music that I didn't have access to living in the mountains of North Carolina at the time.
Mm.
So I I think I bought like, somehow I bought like a Judy Garland's greatest hits or something. Like I bought something related to Judy Garland, and it just had some amazing songs on it. But you could also like preview the music, like you could I don't remember, I don't know if you guys remember the days when you could go to a music store and you'd scan the CD and
Yeah.
it might play you some of the songs.
Tower Records was really famous for that.
Yeah, so I did that, and I just loved her voice, and
No, she has
and
a great voice.
yeah.
I find it very similar to Edith Piaf. Um, and it was around that time they're contemporaries, a French singer. They're just phenomenal. They have this warmth and kind of uh, romantic voice about them. They just immediately transports you into something much more beautiful.
I could see that with Edith Piaf, but for Judy Garland, I don't like, it's like when she sings, I just feel the emotion
Mm.
coming from her. And it's just kind of like if she's singing a song, like one of the songs that I love that she sings is called What Now My Love. And it's
Mhm.
literally just like she's singing about like the end of a relationship, and she is devastated. And when you hear this song, you can just feel this devastation. So like it's just like wow. Like how, like like how how do you I mean, I'm not a singer. Like, I mean, I'm a shower singer. I'll sing for myself in the shower on a road trip, but I can't imagine singing a song that would make someone who's listening to me actually feel what I'm feeling. If
What
that
about you, Robbie? What singer makes you feel stuff? David Hasselhoff?
He was a singer?
Oh yeah, big
Yes,
in
he
Germany.
I thought
was.
he
He
was
was.
just a shirtless model. I don't know. I'm really feeling Chapel Roan. I'm really feeling I don't know, Lady Gaga back in the day. I don't know. When it comes to music, I just listen to whatever. Um I I'm not really cultured as you two are. Sorry.
I kind of
It's
like
not.
Benson Boone now. There's all these little Gen Zer. I don't know what's going on with Gen Z. They all have the same look. They have all of a sudden this whole new generation. Everyone has curly hair, curly learn.
Yeah, the
What's going
curly
on with
hair
that?
with the shaggy top and the short
Right,
sides. I can't stand it. I'm over
but
it.
everyone's got curly hair now. I'm like,
They,
no one
they
used to
look
have
like
curly hair.
mops.
I was
No.
gonna say you'll be happy to know that I do not have curly hair.
Well, me
Well, you have a
neither.
curly beard.
Um, um, I guess. I was gonna say, sure.
So, I can't I don't wanna be that old guy that says, music sucks now," but it really kinda does. There's a couple gems here and there,
Yeah, there's some
but man,
gems. Sabrina
there's some
Carpenter.
gems. There's always
I
gonna
do
be
like Sabrina
talent, but
Carpenter.
it's the same thing as movies. You just go online and check out the movies of summer of 1992, and you're gonna freak out at, the quality of stuff that came out in the theaters. And I know everything's a little more dispersed now because you have content on Netflix and Amazon, and really good stuff comes out on streaming. But I really feel like now there's a whole thing about just getting content, just filling the need in this and filling the demand. And people are and companies are, they're picky, they're still a filtering system. But um the quality back then, man, it was just phenomenal.
It was
I
definitely before social media with like really
Yeah.
short clips that needed to go viral really quickly in under 30 seconds. I
Mhm.
think a lot of music today has really good, I don't know, I'm not a music person, so if the terminology is wrong, don't kill me. But I think they've got really good small snippets, really good
Right.
hooks,
It's
really
catchy.
good
Hook.
bits to
They
it.
got a hook.
They
They
got a
have a
hook.
hook,
They
and
got
that's it.
really good
Yeah.
hooks, but then the rest of the song nowadays songs are only 2 minutes. What's up with that? But
'Cause it's
they're
the
less
attention
than three
span.
minutes. The
Yeah.
attention span is just a lot less. I mean, obviously it's more expensive. The artists get paid a lot less, et cetera, et cetera. But whatever, that's another topic. But I think like Charlie XCX, she has a couple of really good hits that are going viral, and then I go listen to the full song and I'm like, oh, and it's sort of like, I don't like the whole song. I just like the little bit that I listen to on social media,
Let me
and the
tell you,
rest of the
80s
songs.
songs, any 80s song you put on, I mean, it's just I never even appreciated 80s songs until about 4 years ago. I'd say around the beginning of the pandemic. I always enjoyed some of them, but now I gravitate towards them. I My playlist on Spotify um are just it's I'll start trying to listen to someone new, and I always go back to my true and trusty 80s songs and some early 90s. But I I I I
Oh,
I don't know if it's because I'm aging or if it's because I'm comparing them subconsciously to what I have now choices of.
I mean, I for me, I like I said, my I own an album, like an actual vinyl album, and this was the actual. I mean, I own a bunch of albums because I have my mom's collection now, but the first album that I bought was like back in the
1920s?
no, back in the 90s. My mom actually bought me an album from the 1920s, but
Oh,
but and it's interesting. Obviously, I can't play it, but because I don't have one of those phonographs. Um, but no, the first album that I actually bought for myself was back in the late 90s, and it's an album that was done in
1890s?
1990s,
Oh.
because and it was a an album that was made in 1969 by Isaac Hayes. It's called Hot Buttered Soul.
Ooh,
Um, it only has 4 songs on it, and it is a full album. Like, one of the songs, which is apparently one of my mom's favorite songs, is called "By the Time I Get to Phoenix," and it is 18 minutes long.
shit.
And no joke, he talks for the first 7 or 8 minutes. He literally he tells the story of the song. He explains why we're like the story behind the song, and then he sings the song. And then it's just kind of like, wow, like, this is just amazing. And people don't do that sort of thing anymore. They don't,
No, I mean, yeah, no, Queen, Michael Jackson, they had, like, big, long tracks on some of their albums,
oh
and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
really it.
yeah. But that album literally has 4 songs on it, and those songs are awesome. Just
Yeah.
absolutely
The
amazing.
good thing is that now I would say since the 1920s, so we've had recordings and films um, of some kind, even if they were silent films. So as we go, um, as the years progress, we're actually adding to our catalogs, to our libraries. We have more choices to choose from, different genres, different types, different styles. So that's the beauty of it, you know. Um,
True.
so, but there's something to say about the classics and about that period. And I can't say that for everything because for architecture, I fucking hate the 50s and 60s. I'm going to say that right now.
Oh, I love it.
I think
Art
they're
Deco.
absolutely disgusting with small windows and just all brick. And most of the homes built in 50s and 60s are disgusting. But um, I will tell you that in the 70s they got better, in the 80s got better, in the 90s. I'm not talking about the McMansions. I'm just talking about the architecture, the functionality, and the beauty of it. They weren't so constructivist. They weren't so um, you know, bland. So it's not always about the past is better. I can really say that music nowadays for me has gotten worse, and in the past it was much richer.
I'm looking forward to you getting older so that you can just be that grumpy old man.
I'm already there, buddy.
I know, I know. I was
Get
gonna
off my
say
lawn.
exactly, exactly.
Well, we were
Because
talking about this, your house. It was built in
yeah,
the 1920s and it's stunning without giving too much personal details. But
yeah,
the 1920s, anything before World War II was just so detailed. And you go
yeah.
to New York or any city really, um, and 1929 was a very special year for architecture. It was just ornate and detailed gargoyles and crown molding and exterior, interior. It was just beautiful. And after the stock market crashed, it took a while for them to start building anything, and then World War II came around, and everyone needed a home. The baby boomers were coming up, so they were just making things out of the factory, like boom, boom, 2 windows and a door. Get out. Here's your house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, my house was built in 1927, and most of the houses in my neighborhood were built in the 20s as well.
And they're
Um,
stunning. They're stunning.
and thank you. And it's really kind of cool because like they were a lot of the houses were actually kind of like these. I don't know if they were necessarily catalogs, but some houses were like from literally from a Sears catalog where you would go and choose your house from the Sears catalog and then they would build it. So there are several. So like when you drive around my neighborhood, you'll see like a repeating sort of style of house, but they're all still very sort of individualized in a way.
Yeah.
Um,
But you know what? This post World War II homes, there's no excuse. Look, I don't. If your house is ugly, and if your house was built in the 50s and 60s, and it literally just has 2 windows and a door with no character to it, that's fine. But don't make it cost $800,000 like they do. It's like, come on, man. If your house now is worth 800, 900,000, a million, that should be built really well. It should be built with beautiful character and pieces and exterior of gargoyles and crown molding and really ornate fixtures, not just some shitty, brick and 2 windows and a door. And that's $1 million. And that's the reality. I'm done being grumpy.
That's sad. Like,
I was
the
gonna,
housing market is just depressing. Don't even get me started.
I
Let's
know.
change subject to
If
something
I'm gonna pay $1 million.
I was gonna
It
say,
better be pretty.
yeah, here's something random. It's slightly related to housing. Well, I just got a text from one of my friends. Actually, he caught a groundhog
What?
earlier. Yes, he
On
caught.
purpose?
Well, apparently this groundhog has been like in his backyard, and I think it's been going into his basement or something like that. So he finally managed to catch it. And so, of course, he told me that he's gonna bring it by my house and just let it go. And I gave him my friend's address. So he was like, "I'm on my way," and
Oh.
I'm like, "All right, have fun."
Oh, that's messed up.
Oh, he's not really gonna bring a groundhog over to our friend's place. That's
So
crazy.
where is he gonna take it?
I have no idea. Like, I have no idea
You should
what.
just let it loose in the woods.
I would think so. I would think so. But I mean, I know nothing about wild animals. I'm I'm
Robbie
very.
does. He dated some of them.
Oh, yeah. You filthy animal.
I was like, did you release them in the woods when you're done with them?
No.
Nope. I killed him and ate him.
Okay, that's I suppose that's probably for the best because uh
No, you
I
killed him and dated them.
Nah. Yeah, weekend at Bernie's with a boyfriend. Oh, no.
right.
Definitely not, guys.
Hey,
The
I'm surprised you know
jokes.
this movie. I think it's because you're watching a movie with that friend that's right? Is that one of the films that you're being introduced to?
No, we went over, when I say classic, I don't mean like black and white. I mean like, movies that everyone should see, like Pulp Fiction,
Hmm.
um, Die Hard,
Hmm.
which is a Christmas movie.
It sure
Yep.
is.
I
Yes.
didn't understand that because I saw it from on an episode of Community, and I was like, "Die Hard's a Christmas movie," and the guy on Community was like freaking out about it. Yes, and then I finally saw it and I understood. Anyway, so no, my friend moved to Valencia, so I don't go over and watch movies with him anymore. So sad, but when I find something interesting, I'll try to watch it myself. But Netflix is just kind of meh lately. So have you guys seen anything good lately on Netflix
Yeah, I
or
mean, the last thing that I saw that was, really, good was, Baby Reindeer,
Oh, I loved it. Have
and
you seen Baby Reindeer, James?
No, I haven't. No, no, I haven't.
Well, I think it's worth it.
it's really cool. It's shot really well. The story is,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
mesmerizing, and the acting is just really, really well done.
'Cause I
Um,
thought Baby Reindeer was gonna be about Bambi, and I'm like, "Oh, they're remaking everything nowadays. Okay, so they're
Yeah.
remaking
right.
Bambi." And then
It's
I
very
started watching
true.
it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, Bambi was not a reindeer, so, I'm an idiot." But it was really good anyway.
I was gonna say, once you said Bambi wasn't a reindeer, I was like, that's right. Bambi wasn't a reindeer.
Right, because, the first I'm an adult now, I can handle a remake of Bambi, or at least I think I can, but,
I'm
Have your
sure they'd make it
therapist,
sad.
you dial.
So
Sorry.
yeah, I'm gonna see Inside Out 2 tonight.
Have
So
you
we
seen the
still
first
have
one?
yeah, but a million years ago, so I don't remember anything.
Right.
Mm.
So we'll see. Have you guys seen it?
No, they are remaking everything. Twister's out. That's,
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Glenn Powell fan. I think he's wonderful.
Don't know.
But, he was in the Top, Gun movie, Maverick.
Oh, Maverick. I
He's
at
in everything
Starbucks
now.
once
He's in
I
the
still haven't seen it.
before we were ixnaying Starbucks, whenever I would go and I would say my name Robert, the guy behind the counter wouldn't understand and he'd write Maverick. And I'm like, what?
they do that on purpose,
Like,
apparently.
how do you yeah, he must have been messing with me.
They say they do that on purpose so you'll talk about them. Be like, "Oh,
Oh,
they
That
messed
makes
up my
sense.
name at Starbucks." It's like free
organic
advertising.
marketing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
See, this is not something I have to worry about because I don't drink coffee. So
good.
Hmm.
yeah.
I'm not a coffee drinker either. Switching.
Oh, I love
Nice.
coffee. Um, sorry you don't like it, James, but I'm a big cold brew guy. I like coffee. I don't like sugar. I don't like extra sweet things in my coffee. I like it just black or nitro cold brew or whatever. No sugar, no sweetener, no matcha, no nothing else. Just
See,
give
it
me
just
that
makes me
sweet,
coffee
sweet
makes me nervous. It makes me, like this like anxiety in my bones, so I can't. And
Oh,
it's
I
not
coffee
the
makes me wanna
caffeine.
top 20 people. Mm.
See,
No,
for me, I just never enjoyed it. I mean, I've had coffee related drinks, but like just a cup of coffee, no. I've never enjoyed that. Like I'll have an espresso martini from time to time,
Well, that's
or
fancy.
right, or like back when I. So one of the things I steamed milk and my digestive system do not agree.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So like me having like going like so even going to Starbucks or a coffee shop and getting a hot chocolate, does not work unless I'm in Europe. If I'm in Europe, it's
well
totally different. I can drink hot chocolate all day and it does not bother me one bit.
well,
Well,
there's,
not when it's 100 degrees outside, no hot
yeah, you
chocolate.
don't wanna do
That's
that.
true. Like I don't normally drink hot drinks in general because I sweat. I
Mhm.
am a sweater. So I just do like I try to avoid things that make me sweat.
But
Uh,
sweating is supposed to make you cooler. That's what other people around the world do. On hot days, they specifically drink hot beverages, and I'm just like, no, no. Give me
no,
my air con
I
no,
kinda
actually,
do
a
that.
lot
I do hot
no.
chocolates year round, and people think I'm a freak. Um,
no. I think that people who sweat, I feel like people who sweat just like a sort of like a, I don't want to call it a gentle sweat, probably would do that. But for
gentle
someone
sweat.
like me, like I get dripping wet,
Like a
like
full body
it's
experience.
a full body experience.
I
Like
don't
when
really
I
sweat much.
Oh no, I like when I do yard work, I'll usually wear a baseball cap, and it's always the same baseball cap because it breathes. But when I am done with my yard work, that baseball cap is so saturated
It's
with sweat
funky.
that it is dripping. Like the cap is dripping with sweat. I am dripping with sweat. Everything is dripping with sweat. Like I have to give my that particular hat a day to like dry out every time I cut my grass, you know.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a workout right there.
Yeah, like my friends know that like when they see me in the summer times, if we're doing something outside, that I will have a towel with me and they don't question me because they know that I need it.
You're basically James Brown of mowing lawns. Is that what you're trying to?
It looks like it, but not quite,
And they
that
come over with the little towel
dramatic.
to put over your shoulder, and you go, "Yeah."
Oh no, no, there's a towel hanging off of my belt loop. It's a gym towel. It's not like a bath towel, That's because I feel like a bath towel would be insane, like a cape
Yeah.
or something. But a
That's what
gym
I meant
towel.
by James Brown when they put the cape over there.
Yes, it's a gym towel sort of hanging off one of my belt loops.
That could be a really cool Christmas, card for everyone, is you mowing lawn, sweating, and your friend with a bath towel hanging over you like James Brown. That would be cool.
Not really. I was gonna say
That would be funny.
I don't see that happening just because I'd be once again putting myself in a situation where I'm getting super sweaty and I don't like it. It's
Oh,
not
and then
comfortable.
instead of "ho, ho, ho," you can say "mo, mo, mo."
Yeah, if I was one of those people who were really obsessed with like yard work and having a pretty yard, I could see how that would be funny, but I am not. Like I don't. Like for me, I'm like I do yard work out of absolute necessity.
Right.
So if I don't have to do it, I'm not doing it.
I'm traumatized from a child. I don't think I'm ever gonna have a yard. I like apartments. Um,
Yeah, me neither. I can't do it. I'm glad I live in an apartment in Europe. I can't do yard work, sorry.
I
I
mowed
mean,
the lawn as a kid. I was the youngest of 4, and it was always my chore to mow the lawn. We had a big backyard, and it was just, too much when you're too young to do
Oh,
those
yeah,
kind of things.
me
You just
too. Mowing the lawn with
it's not
snakes
appealing
and
anymore.
scorpions, oof.
Yeah. No, I
you
see
said
people
snakes
mowing the
and
lawn, I'm like,
scorpions?
"Oh, no."
Mhm.
When? Where?
Why were there
Texas.
snakes? Oh, that makes sense. Yes.
That
Yes.
was awful.
Yes.
Well,
It's like,
Robbie's Dora the Explorer, 'cause,
Mhm.
she's been everywhere.
Yeah, more like Carmen Sandiego, everyone's out to
Right.
get me. I'm not paranoid, they
Carmen
are out to get me.
Sandiego.
oh, Carmen Sandiego. That was a good show.
Yo, gosh, remember that? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were good shows, and,
Yeah.
I just, everyone I think it's a millennial thing to talk about Pokemon because I don't understand the appeal.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I was in college already when that happened.
I
I
love
have
Pokemon.
lots of friends who are my age or older who love Pokemon and still play
Really?
the and still play Pokemon Go.
Oh, I play Pokemon Go, but I do not watch the cartoons or anything. I don't really care about the cartoons. I just like walking around, looking at things, learn like on the Pokestops, there's, information about the place where you're standing at. So if I see an old church or whatever, it gives a little bit of information. Obviously, I could Google it or Wikipedia it and I get even more info, but I just think it's kind of interesting to walk around, get my steps in, close my circles, and play a game, you know?
That's cool.
That's,
Everyone's got a vice, and that's mine.
and yours is
That is true.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I
Are we
like Power
Pokemon going to
Rangers.
the polls?
What?
Are we Pokemon going to the polls?
I mean, I'm gonna go to the
Mhm.
polls, but not. I don't know if Pokemon will be involved.
I already voted from abroad, and I sent my
Really?
ballot in. Well, for Florida Senate, I
A little
think.
bit early?
Um,
Okay.
for the Senate, for the primary for Democrats or something.
Oh, okay. That
Oh,
makes
okay.
sense. Okay, because I was like, how could you vote already? They
Oh,
like I
no, no,
was
no,
like,
not for the
okay,
general. No, not
okay.
yet, but I
Well, when
already
do you have
mailed
to
it
turn
off.
that in for the November election?
I have no idea. You'll once you sign up with votefromabroad.org, they'll give you the information on how to reach out to your local polling place related to the place where you used to live in the US, and then that place will give you the information on how to do it.
Nice.
When I did it, they emailed me the ballot. I print it out. I fold it up. I put a sleeve over it. I put it in another envelope. I follow the instructions, and then I mail it back. So I have to pay for that, but whatever. I don't care. At least I'm
It's
doing my
worth it.
part, and I can say that I tried my best.
Exactly.
You were
Especially for
active
foreign.
in the process.
Yes.
How
The
was
only time
Spain
I'm
during the
active.
Euro? Then
Oh, when Spain won, ugh, it was so good. I watched all the games where Spain played in a bar where my friend owns the bar, and the first game there was no one in there. The second game there was a lot of people, and then the third game, the final, it was
yeah,
crowded. It was full, but everyone was happy. There
yeah.
was a little bit of ping pong action between the ball and the goal, and it was like everyone was just like on edge, and then Spain won, and everyone was just happy. And it was a lot of English speaking people in the bar, and it was a
Mm,
lot of foreigners. So like the couple of Spaniards that were there, it was interesting to see how everyone was just like together and rooting on Spain. And even though we were speaking English sometimes, no one wanted England to win, et cetera, et
mm.
cetera. It was so interesting.
I was there during the 2010 World Cup
Yeah, me
when they
too.
won, and then the streets just become explosive with people.
Oh yeah.
It's just such a wonderful feeling to get. You just feel like you're a part of something bigger.
Honking their
So,
horns, waving their
yeah,
flags, going to the 24-hour places to get beers.
it was exciting.
It was good. It was very exciting. It was like a little mini pride. Everyone out in the street, happy and stuff. It was good.
Yeah. No, and it's well deserved. They played really well.
Yeah, one
Um,
of the players, Lamine Yamal, he's like 16.
Really?
Yeah, like,
Wow.
I think he was like studying to finish his high school diploma or something. Oh my
wow.
goodness.
He's like, I have to go back to school tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right?
back to school for me. You guys party and have fun. What, like in an interview, they were like, "Oh, do you go out and party?" And he's like, "No, I'm in high school still,
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm on the Spanish team. Of
He's
course, I
got a
don't."
long
What
career.
kind of stupid question is that?
Right.
Yeah. He's got a long career ahead of him. Athletes at their best. They're so good at what they do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Now we got
so
the Olympics to look forward to.
I know. What's going on with this whole poop in the Seine? In the Seine.
Well,
How do you say it? How do you say that French river?
The
in
sin.
English,
The
the
Absolutely.
Seine.
Seine? The
Yeah.
Seine?
Yeah, I
Why do
mean,
people why do
it's
people wanna poop in it?
because they don't like the mayor or something. I don't know
Le poop,
because
le crap,
because it was dirty and they want to make it dirtier. I honestly don't understand.
le French.
Well, I mean, I can understand why locals don't like the Olympics taking hostage the city for months because of the months before, during, and then after. It's not just blink and then it's over with. It's going to be the whole summer pretty much
Well, I
where
think it's also the
Yeah.
allocation of resources. So the state and the city also spends millions of dollars that could be going to, local programs. They
yeah,
spend millions of dollars on, building things that are probably only gonna be single purpose use and, attracting international, folks for this event. So a lot of them just see it as kind of like a misuse of funds, of local funds for an international event.
Which I guess is understandable because if you look at a lot of, you know, a lot of the stuff that was done for previous Olympics, a lot of that stuff isn't used anymore. Like, the
Yeah,
Olympic Village. A lot of places, they built those like dormitories for the athletes and then that's it. They don't get used for anything. Like
yeah,
honestly, I personally would I mean like if we had them here, I'd say, you know what, why not use that for as like housing for unhoused people, for instance.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
You
There's,
know,
if you go to Seville, they had the 1992 Expo, and a lot of these beautiful buildings that you see in Seville they were built, during the 1929 Expo, like the Plaza de España in Sevilla, which is stunning, and it ended up in one of the Star Wars movies with Natalie Portman.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's just, oh my god, it's one of my favorite buildings. But that was just a pavilion. That was the main pavilion for the 1929 Expo. And just like the Eiffel Tower was also built for single purpose use for an expo, a world fair. But there's the 1992 Seville Expo. There's a bunch of abandoned buildings. I'm sure they still get used here and there, but if you walk through there, they were built as pavilions and temporary structures, and they're still kind of there. Um, and you're like, wow, they spent a lot of money for this. It did attract more tourists. It did beautify the city because they they put money into, renovating and rejuvenating gardens and stuff. But there are always some kind of cadaver buildings left around, that no one really does anything with. So
It should be part of the planning of, okay, so for this Olympics, if we win the bid for the Olympics, we're gonna build this, and then afterwards it's gonna be this, and they need to follow through.
right,
I agree.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's built for this reason, and that way the local people can't get so angry because they have a building that's going to be used now to house whatever, or it's a new cultural center.
Or more sports, or more whatever.
Yeah, maybe a
Not a single use thing.
pickleball courts,
Ew.
padel,
Really?
padel.
Yeah, we don't have pickleball in Spain. We already have paddle.
I know it's a little
Ew.
different. It's a little different.
Very no. Well,
Pickleball is
I guess the US now has paddle. They just call it pickleball.
well, I don't know. Paddle, it's more like racquetball.
Racquetball and fitness club.
Yeah,
I have
or
no idea what any of
pickleball.
these sports are. I refuse to play them. Sorry.
We're
I
gonna
was
play
gonna say,
pickleball when I
I've
see
played
you.
racquetball once in college. It was it was interesting.
Did you
Was
have
it
the
a
glasses?
racket?
Huh?
Was it a racket?
Was a racket. Racquetball's
I mean,
fun.
the only I mean, racquetball is kind of it could be dangerous because you're like in this room and you
And
hit the
balls are
ball, and of
flying
course
everywhere.
it literally flies everywhere. Like you hit it off one wall and it goes flying to the back wall, and then you could hit it. It's crazy. So
James, this doesn't sound like a bad thing. You're in a small room and balls are flying everywhere. Come on. Get with the
uh,
program.
I mean, once again, I was in college and I was playing with one of my college friends who was very attractive at the time. So it wasn't so I mean it wasn't a bad thing. Like it was definitely fun, but I haven't done it since then.
Yeah. The racquetball is good, but it's just wow. It's you get dizzy afterwards. You gotta boop boop boop, gotta follow this
Yeah,
ball.
you do have to follow it. It goes everywhere.
And it goes everywhere. And
So
sometimes it hits you.
it does.
So
So not fun.
hmm well, any big summer plans, guys?
Yeah. I'm going to Latvia, Lithuania, Sweden, and Norway.
Ooh.
Nice. No big European plans for me this year, once again, because obviously with the new job, I um, don't have a lot of vacation time built up. I'm hoping that next year I can resume international travels. So for this year, it's just going to be, uh, I guess, domestic, you know, which is it's and for me, it's definitely been a challenge because I'm ready to go somewhere. Like
Right.
I am ready to just go, and it sucks that I can't. So um, I don't have
Well, your
anything.
time is coming. You'll get some time off.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's my next trip is actually going to be a work trip, which will be mixed with a birthday trip. Um, and then yeah, after that, I don't know. I might try to go to Toronto in the fall.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I went
Yeah.
to Montreal recently and it was really nice. It's cheaper than Toronto. Maybe you want to go there.
Well, I mean, I've basically I've been talking to this guy in Toronto.
Oh, it's a
Ooh,
I mean,
boy.
it's not
international.
I mean, it's one of those things. So for all of us, of course, who use the apps, sometimes people just talk to us, and so I've just me and this one guy. We started this friendship, where he lives in Toronto, and so it's a possibility that I might go and see him. I
Wait,
mean,
we made these poor people listen to 50 minutes of us blabbering, and now we're getting to the good stuff?
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, I feel like at some point we'll probably
Pray
do an
tell,
episode on like sex and dating and things like
how
that.
long have you been talking to this guy?
Oh gosh, we've been we don't even talk on the app anymore. Like
Oh, wow.
we're friends on Facebook and Instagram, and we've exchanged phone numbers. I mean, um
Have you seen his face?
yeah, I've
Have you
seen.
seen his dick? No.
Stop!
Okay, more in part 2. We're gonna have to pause this and work it out on the remix, if you know what I mean.
I wanna hear more about this, and, yes, actually, our time is up. James will let us know a little bit more about his little kismet love affair in that he has
It
going on
is
in Canada.
not a kismet love affair. Oh my gosh, you two are just
I hear Cupid's little
no.
wings buzzing around.
Nope, not like that. I was gonna say, me. I have, I
I
have,
also know you're very
I
secretive.
have, I have dated long distance. This is not that.
Oh,
Oh,
I know, I
boo.
mean, you could
Yes.
drive there, yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose I could drive there, but no, this is not that.
Well, we're gonna have to, hear more about it in the next episode. Gonna wrap this one up, leave you guys with a little cliffhanger there. James will tell us more about his sexcapades, and, that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful episode, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Like and
Bye-bye.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.